Good day from Plant Reviews in UK. Today is the 4th of April, so early spring, and I'm in my garden. Today I will talk about a few species tulip that are blooming currently in my garden in England, in Kent, so southeast of England. I will start talking about this tulip, the Tulipa humilis, Veritas pulchella caerulea oculata alba. The long Latin name means actually tulip with caerulea, blue, oculata like little eye, and alba is for white. So actually yes, a white tulip, as you can see, with a blue eye, so a blue spot that is the center of the flower, the calyx of the flower. The flowers, as most species tulip, open widely in a sunny day, as today, and this is an absolutely gorgeous variety for if you want to have bit of an unusual tulip in a rock garden or in a pot. The flower is pretty small, is about 4 or 5 centimeters in diameter. Is absolutely stunning for the color. As you can see, it's pure white with the spot in the center, bluish, that can be more or less dark. In the biggest flower is a little bit paler. In this small one is a bit darker, almost purple. And what I like of this flower is also the combination of colors with the anthers. So as you can see, the bright yellow pollen and that surround the purple, almost magenta the stigma, the female part of the tulip flower. This is a very small species. Is about 10 20 centimeters tall. I focus the camera. Yeah, as you can see, it's about 20 centimeters tall. It's definitely plant I would recommend for a pot or a rock garden, not really in a border. It's a very small plant, so it's easily overtaken by weeds around, unless you're very good in keeping weeds away. Second species I would like to talk today is the Tulipa praestans, the Fusilier. The Tulipa Fusilier is characterized by these very bright scarlet red flowers. Some flowers are a little bit more orange. I think this is another variety. I think it got mixed up with the Fusilier, because the Fusilier is really a plant with pure green leaves and bright scarlet flowers. However, plants that are a bit different is more like orangey red flowers and striped foliage. It might be the Zwanenburg variety, because the Tulipa praestans has different varieties. Anyway, yes, I will double check. It's still a very nice tulip if you like. Obviously, a striped foliage is really interesting even before the flower blooms. However, me as a preference, I prefer full green plants in general. And as you can see, the flowers are really stunningly red. They are bigger than the Tulipa ceruloculata alba. They're about 6-7 centimeters in diameters, and they are characterized by this bright red, scarlet red, with very dark pollen and anther. This is a plant that can definitely recommend on a border. It's already about 25-30 centimeters tall, so at the front of a border does very well. This is a plant that is pretty easy to find both online and in garden center. Unlike the Caerulea oculata alba, that is quite rare and expensive tulip. Personally, I bought them online. It's not particularly difficult to find it online. However, I never found it in garden centers. I have 3 pots with Tulipa ceruloculata alba, and one from Verberg Gracie in Netherlands, another one from Verberg Bulbs, again in a Dutch seller, and another one from Pottertons in UK. There is a nursery selling mainly bulbs and alpine plants. As you can see here, there's another pot with Tulipa praestans Fusilier, even more flowers. A combination that I like a lot in pots. If you like to have pots, the Fusilier is to combine this tulip with muscari. Yeah, the grape hyacinths, because I think the bright blue of most varieties of the grape hyacinths give a very nice contrast with the bright red of the Fusilier. Here instead I have with another kind of grape hyacinth. This is the Bellevalia Picnanta. As you can see, this grape hyacinth is much darker than the normal grape hyacinth. Most grape hyacinths are like a blue purple. This one instead is almost it's very dark, it's almost Prussian blue, dark purple in color, and as you can see, gives a stunning effect to get this dark blue with the bright red of the Tulipa praestans Fusilier. Going around to the rest of my garden, well, as you can see, we have today, well, in a sunny day, I will give you another shot of the tulip. This is the, well, I forget the name. This is the tulip. 1 second, I should have the tag here. Okay, so this tulip is the, sorry for the time, great, yes, the Red Emperor. Yeah, the Red Emperor is one of the biggest tulip you can find. As I said in the previous video, is an incredible big flower. However, the shape is quite irregular. If you want something really of effect, is a great tulip, but as I said, it's quite untidy in a garden. It has a very long leaves, and the flowers are very huge, so you have to ensure that there's enough space in the garden. You can easily override some smaller plants if you have like daffodils or small daffodils or crocuses or other small plants. One flower that just bloomed a couple of days ago is this one. So I give you a nice shot. Is the Tulipa eichleri. The eichleri again is a tulip that is not very easy to find. I bought it from a nursery in Netherlands, Verberg Tulips. The color is absolutely wonderful. Again, it's a very bright red, almost, well, I would say, yeah, really scarlet. Even more towards the scarlet than the Fusilier. The Fusilier is scarlet towards the orange. This is almost pure red, with a very dark center, black center, surrounded by a little yellow area between the black and the red. This tulip is slightly fragrant, but yeah, definitely the color is the main feature. Again, other tulips that are in flower now is the Stapfi. I already spoke about the Stapfi in the previous video, and again the Tulipa ingens. I have a few more Tulipa ingens flowers today, as you can see. Really bright red as well. Again, the shape of the flower is kind of irregular, so it's a very nice plant for the color, but really I prefer flowers that are a bit more regular in shape, like the beautiful Tulipa staphy. And finally, to end the species tulip, here we are with this tulip. It's called the Tulipa sylvestris. I have a few in blooms in the border, in the garden. These are actually plants that are not fast at all. This is the third year they flower. These again are species tulip, and they have a wonderful wonderful fragrance. They're actually native in UK. I'm not sure if they are native or naturalized, but I know for sure that they are quite common in UK, and the color is an absolute intense yellow. The flower is not very big, it's about 3-4 centimeters, well, actually, yeah, 5 centimeters tall. Nice fragrance, not overpowering at all. Again, you really need to stick your nose to feel the fragrance, but definitely is the most fragrant tulip I have in bloom at the moment. The height of this plant is about 25-30 centimeters tall, so it's still okay in a border. I think if you don't have too many weeds, you still can enjoy this beautiful flower in your border. However, obviously, if you want to grow it in pots, must be absolutely wonderful. Again, this plant found it once in I found it once in a garden center. However, I never only one garden center. I never find it in any other garden center. This is a plant that is offered quite often anyway online, so I would definitely recommend to get this one if you want to have a nice fragrant tulip with a beautiful yellow intense color. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.